If there's anything that says home gardener to me in terms of the first thing someone tries to plant, the most satisfying, among the most satisfying plants that a person can grow, the word that comes to mind every single time are tomatoes. Everyone likes tomatoes or things made from tomatoes, and I, of course, know not everyone does, but most people do. And they're very easy to grow. As you can see, there's lots of fruit, and this is after I picked the most ripe ones today. And we harvest roughly, I don't know, I would say at least a quart or so of these at least in a week. So they're, you know, they produce quite a bit of fruit, and these are cherry tomatoes, but all tomatoes are typically pretty fruitful. But if you look at these tomatoes, hopefully you can actually see this, but they all look the same except for this one right here if you look close up at it. Right there, and actually it's no good anymore, so let's just pull it right off the plant, maybe move it into the shade. See that? There's a crack in it. And when you're growing tomatoes, a lot of people, you know, they know the basic things that they're told, which are, you know, don't water them at a certain time. You may notice them blossom end rut. They might need some calcium. The very basic stuff. Remove your suckers on your tomatoes, all that kind of stuff. But the reason that things like that happen to a tomato is, well, let's go over here. I'll show you. This is my rain gauge. This was empty 48 hours ago. As of yesterday morning, that was the first rain we've had in weeks, after some time of, you know, upwards of 90 degrees in the day, 120 degree heat index. But that is my rain gauge, and that explains this. And if you've ever had your tomatoes split like this before, normally it's not quite as hard to see as this. It normally starts to fuzz up and things start growing on it. It's kind of weird and it's kind of gross, but the reason that this happened this time is this tomato was pretty well ripe. 48 hours ago, I was out there, I checked my tomatoes to see if any were ready to be picked or if any had split, because if they split, I pull them off the plant. But what happens is the tomato, as you can see, it didn't just ripen yesterday. The tomato is pretty well ripe to begin with, but not quite where I'm looking for it to be in terms of redness, so I leave it on the plant. But what's happened is the skin has already finished growing once it's ripened. So the skin doesn't grow anymore. However, if we want to just squeeze this a little bit and look inside, there's juice in there. Do you see that? There's lots of juice, lots of seeds in there. So what happens is all the water that the plant takes up, it puts it into the tomato. The problem is the tomato, it can't hold any more in there. In this case, it can't. You know, if it weren't ripe, it could. There's a fruit fly coming in. Where the hell did you come from? Just like that. Maybe you came in with the tomato. But anyways, that's what happens. You get so much rain in a short period of time, and, you know, inconsistent watering can cause this also. Like, if you don't water regularly and plants start looking sad and then you just hit them with a gallon or two of water, it can cause this also. But generally speaking, this is caused from excessive rain all at once, all of a sudden. See this? I don't think it's rained today, but so yesterday I almost got 5 inches of rain, 4.5 inches of rain, or a little over 11 centimeters. That's insane. That is crazy, and it's just expected to rain more this week. So I have more cherry tomatoes to pick. Otherwise, they're going to split like this. You can eat them when they're like this. I say get them early, cut them in half right at that split, and you know, you can also just cut the little cracks out. And I've made this much worse than it was. But they'll turn into this out on the plant. They'll get really gross, and you won't want to have anything to do with them. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps someone. If it does help, if you have any other questions related to growing plants or fruits or vegetables or anything really, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure and answer it in another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.